Hello and welcome back to another Arcanum Adventures 10-minute investor eye test. I'm Carmelo and this is my good friend and co-founder Sasha. And today we're going to be checking out something a little interesting and fun, and it's relevant right now to what everybody's talking about on crypto Twitter. It's an Ethereum layer 2 base launchpad called Zora, where content coins can be launched and every post can be a coin. Sasha, what do you know about this degen Zora launchpad?
I'm kind of at a loss for words. I didn't know this whole trend around content coins was happening. And so what you just said sounds absurd to me. It sounds like I don't even know what to think. I mean, people just make posts and then everyone bets on the posts. What are they betting on?
I don't know. That's one thing I want to find out today is what is the difference between a meme coin and a content coin? Are we just making new stuff up because we're getting tired of these retreads? I heard something somewhere on crypto Twitter also that, meme coins are very limited to one meme, whereas content can be all encompassing and you have a wider range of stuff you can talk about. But to be honest, I'm very skeptical, but I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I know Zora's picking up traction. It might be the next Pump.Fun for those that remember that meme coin craze. So maybe content coins are going to be all the rage. I think Jesse from Coinbase made it popular with some controversial posts, and then there was some content coin rugs in the last week. But yeah, this is appearing to be the next trend. So I want to dive into it and see what Zora's doing, why they're launching a token. Is it worth investing in, or buying, or holding, or staking, or whatever? Does it have governance? What utilities does it have? So I guess that's what we're going to try to find out, and why people are launching content coins right now.
Interesting. Yeah, I guess today's going to be a learning experience. So I guess if you like, we can go ahead and dive right in. I have no idea what to expect. If they're launching a token, I don't even know what the token could do. Are they launching a blockchain? I guess we'll find out, right?
Yeah, I mean, my favorite videos are the ones where we go in blind and we don't know much. I just know a few posts on Twitter. And for those that aren't familiar, we take 10 minutes and we try to learn as much as we can about this opportunity. And then we give our verdicts after the the review and see if it's worth looking into or not, or just forget about it. So I guess we can dive in and try to find out as much as we can in 10 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we've got 10 minutes on Zora starting right meow. Okay, and so I've got crypto rank up here, and this is the page for Zora. Interesting logo. I see Coinbase is invested, and we've got some others. Paradigm as well. That's pretty big, man. So these are big names. Nothing to laugh at.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense that Coinbase is buying into this. It started on their chain, and it's probably one of the biggest volume creators potentially in the next coming months or over the summer. If this is truly the next thing, if it's going to surpass meme coins, which is kind of a hard ask, but maybe.
They raised $60 million, which is a lot, especially in this market, and at a $600 million valuation. So that makes me think that it's a like some sort of blockchain network. And I see here, yeah, Zora Network is an L2 built on top of Ethereum, which prioritizes NFTs and media. So in that sense, is it a competitor to Base, because Base is essentially an EVM network?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense, right? You would think it would be like a layer three on top of Base, which is on top of Ethereum, but I mean, even Base Network doesn't have its own token, and now they're investing in a network that's going to be competing with them. That's also an L2 on top of Ethereum. That's just about NFTs and media. So it's very specific, purpose-driven blockchain, I guess.
But I will say what's interesting that we've seen on Base is that there's been a lot of meme coin activity since the beginning. And Coinbase, as a publicly traded company in the US, they need to remain extremely compliant. And probably there are a lot of discussions in, board meetings where they drive away from speculation. So maybe their venture arm is like their excuse to go out and have fun with like really crazy speculative crap. So
Yeah,
that might be what we're
absolutely.
seeing here, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. It's like a degree of separation, but they can still buy in and bet big on this new trend. And I think, like, without knowing much about it, it might be popular because people love the casino aspect of crypto, and this enables them to go to the casino, so to speak.
Yeah, it might be a casino, might be something interesting. But I see that they've got a launch pool. It started just a few days ago. But yeah, let's hop into the website. I've got the website up here, and um, I don't really know what I'm looking at.
Yeah, I mean, there's no. This is like straight up diving into the app. Like, there's no informational page or anything, right? It's just it looks like a social media platform. Looks like a
Yeah,
Twitter almost,
I
or
see
these are
some
posts
like
from Twitter.
I see some not safe for work content. I see some degen language. I see degen mints up here. I guess is that an account maybe?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Uh,
it looks kind of like a streamlined X or Twitter.
is this just all people launching terrible coins? I think.
Yeah, and I guess the upvotes or like the engagement is actually a measure of the, I don't know, is that funding that they've raised against this potentially token that they're gonna tokenize this thing, this photo?
Yeah, I mean, like with Pump.Fun, I think you have to hit like a $60,000 market cap or something like that to officially become a coin. So they might have some similar feature here where you need some degree of social traction before you're able to create a content coin. Obviously, if it's like if these are all based on post and these are post, like you can just post on Twitter, I guess, and then port it over to this. Like, I think the original one that started the firestorm was bases for everyone with everyone circled in the top right corner. So that's like
Mm.
the one that everybody was talking about to get this trend started, basically. And that was based off of a post from Jesse from Coinbase, I think, or Base. Uh, but yeah, I think there was some controversy because he made a post saying that OnlyFans should have there should be a decentralized OnlyFans on blockchain, and everybody got upset. Like, why are we promoting this? We need better use cases for blockchain. And then he said, "Well, it's for everyone." And then here we are. That
That's
tweet has
wild.
been turned into a token, and that token doesn't seem to be doing well.
But apparently there's, what is it, $2.25 million of volume or investment or whatever behind that token. I am seeing something interesting where here's the same user potentially that has several thousand followers that's posted two of the same exact image. Different people, or maybe the same people, have invested different amounts into these two. So yeah, I don't see a whole lot of differentiation between being able to do this. Looks like a lot of copy pasta. This guy is even calling out on a scam. So this is interesting. I wonder like what kind of people it's attracting. Like is it just speculators? Is it people that kind of live in specific forums? Is it like that 4chan esque kind of thing? This dude just keeps launching the same exact image over and over again.
Yeah, and I don't know, like if they're here affiliated with a meme coin that already exists, are they just cannibalizing that liquidity and that attention from the project they claim to be promoting?
It's a good
It's confusing.
question. Yeah, but I mean, I guess sorry, we're getting like kind of sidetracked and distracted by the shock and awe of this, right? We should stick to our goal, which is trying to figure out what the hell is the token going to be used for, because they're apparently selling a token. And so, this is just an endless stream, but I do have, I guess, what you might refer to as like the white paper up here.
Hmm.
And again, it looks very 4chan esque to me, right?
I don't know. It's I'm very confused. This is one of the more confusing ones that okay.
All right, so the token they're launching, they claim, is a meme coin for the Zora community. So they've raised a bunch of money. We don't know if that money is against equity. I would assume that Coinbase and Paradigm, some of these other VCs and angel investors, are investing into the tech or the platform itself. And most likely that means that the tech or the platform has some sort of business model behind it. And if it's any sort of business model like Pump.Fun, then they're probably going to make good returns in those investments, right? But what they're launching right now is, like I said, they're claiming to be a meme coin, which means that, usually when a company says we're launching a meme coin, it means that they're not guaranteeing any value accrual. They're not guaranteeing virtually anything, and everything's out the window, right?
Yeah, is this kind of like the institutional version of send me one Bitcoin, I'll send you two back, but they never send two back? Like give us money and fund us, even though we have $60 million in funding, and then enjoy. We're not gonna do anything to promote that coin or make it like more valuable. And it is interesting. I was just thinking, if you and I were to invest in the equity side of this, like Coinbase Ventures, would you be able to maybe angle for some exposure to the top trending coins? Like, all right, I'm investing in your tech, and I also want some exposure to the top content coins that you launch. I mean, that'd be an interesting investment to make because it's not just exposure into the tech of the company, but it also provides you liquidity. I mean, I imagine they're probably going to get exposure to some tokens as well, some Zora meme coin tokens, which technically have no value, but if we're being honest, they're probably going to have some uh, value because meme coins can have value without utility.
Yeah, it's an interesting question because it really dives into something that we don't really talk about on this on these series enough. Is like what's that kind of investor value proposition? And if we're talking about exposure into meme coins or content coins that are launching on the Zora platform, that's an interesting business model because there's no guarantee that there will be value behind some of these coins that are launching unless they meet some minimum threshold. And then at that point, like, what's the criteria that Zora is setting or these investors in
Yep.
order to get some of that? And then does the business model for Zora mean like you have to give me some of your supply, or is it you have to pay some sort of fee or deposit some stake? If the Zora token here is actually what they say it is, which is a meme coin, and it's for fun only and does not entitle its holders to any governance rights or claim to any equity ownership, then they're not saying that like pump.funds model or I think virtuals model where you have to buy and stake some of their token. So I don't know if Zora even wants like a slice of some of these crap content coins, and if these investors are even going to get something of value. It's a big gamble because you don't know how long this trend might last, and let's be honest, it's most likely a trend. I don't think this is going to last very long.
I wouldn't be so sure, and I don't know. Like, I think Coinbase probably knows something that we don't know, or else they wouldn't be betting this big. Same with Paradigm, so they probably see a lot of long term hope here for these kind of tokens, like the content coins. But with regard to what you said, I I don't know. I sort of wish we could get paid to write white papers like this for when we design token economies. Like, hey, this does nothing. Don't be stupid. Give us money and don't expect anything. And boom, easy out the door. Pay us now. But I think it's interesting though because the way they do say it is, you know, oh, that's the alarm. Uh, the way they say it is you don't have entitlement to any ownership or governance, right? But that doesn't mean there won't be any future utility. They could easily bake in retroactive utility into this, like a true ecosystem asset. So on one hand, I kind of appreciate that they are promising nothing, but on the other hand, I wonder how many people are going to be misled into believing that this token is valuable and it's going to give me equity or something in return. You know?
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, they would have to build equity into it, honestly, because if you and I were, part of this team, and also like if Coinbase was a massive investor, and they're in these discussions as well, and we're talking about strategy for launching a meme coin for our protocol. If in 12 months the meme coin's in the ground, then that's a big loss on the PR, marketing, and community-based trust side. So it doesn't make any sense to just launch this token and then like use it to just extract liquidity from more speculative idiots in the market. So they would have to do something with it in the long term, but maybe they're just remaining flexible right now. But yeah, I'm kind of at a loss for words because it's kind of like that meme coin project that we reviewed a long time ago, where it just claimed like that
Meme
our
land.
legal teams, yeah, meme lands, like our legal team said this does nothing and you shouldn't expect anything, and people still bought into that. So yeah, if you like, we can just dive into verdicts.
Yeah, go ahead. You go first.
All right. Well, and before we do, I want to remind everyone if you're enjoying this content and you're enjoying us reviewing the most absurd projects that this industry has to offer, apparently, then make sure you tap that like button, throw us a follow, throw us a subscribe. We're going to be around for a little bit longer. We're going to be dropping some pretty awesome interviews coming up very soon, and of course, some more investor ride tests. And yeah, with that said, I'll dive into my verdict first. I don't like it. I This is not really my thing. Like the meme land thing was different because I enjoyed seeing how fresh the writing and the context was around. This is nothing. This promises nothing. Buy it because you're dumb, and then we'll just move on with our lives. I thought that was fun and refreshing. Whereas this platform, this token, and all the content that I've seen so far on the actual platform itself seems to just be a lot of copy pasta stuff that's catering towards really, really, let's say, low level speculators. I don't know what people are doing with their time looking at stuff like this or throwing money into stuff like this. It's almost as if like there wasn't enough speculative crap within this industry, and we needed to create this entirely new dimension of idiocracy. And so I don't really get it. I don't think I would invest in this token, especially considering it's a meme coin. Even if I was offered equity investment opportunity into this, I don't think I would, because personally, I wouldn't want to push something like this. It kind of stands against what I believe in for this industry to be, and what I want to see blockchain and Web3 become. I understand, Jesse's his message around like, this is for everyone. We need to enable content creators. Enabling content creators is one thing, but I think every piece of content we've seen on that platform so far is just kind of scammy, copy pasta, unoriginal. There's no actual artwork. There's no actual content creators. So it's like they corrupted their own mission. So for me, it's a thumbs down, homie.
Oof. Yeah, no, I wanted to play devil's advocate, and I can kind of do that by saying I do like initiatives that want to reward creators, whether they're musicians, artists, or even adult film stars. Like, everybody does deserve to be compensated fairly for their contributions, whatever you want to call it. So the idea of tokenizing a post and ascribing a value to it is not new. Like, Jack Dorsey, the creator of Twitter, I think he auctioned off his first ever post and made it an NFT. And you can extend this further. Like, if I know on Twitter you can write an article, and then you can get paid out for how many people read that article, or you can get paid out on YouTube for how many people watch your videos. So the idea of owning a portion of that, or the whole thing, say you and I make this video, and 1 million people watch it, and we monetize it, and then somebody wants to buy it, and we're like, yeah, we're okay with selling the royalties to this because we want that liquidity now. It's an interesting concept, but you're right, that's not what they're doing here. This is going to appeal to the lowest common denominator, and it's all meme coins, at least right now. Maybe in the future that's the secret sauce that we're not aware of. That's what Coinbase Ventures and Paradigm are betting big on. Right now, you're right. Like, I would never invest in this token. Like, I know that 100% sure, because it's a meme coin, and we don't invest in meme coins, at least not anymore. We tried and failed in the past to play in the meme coin casino, and it's mostly a losing game. Investing in the actual protocol, like these guys did pre-seed, like Paradigm and Coinbase Ventures, I also probably wouldn't do. Not that I don't think it will do well. It might be a good investment for them, but I also don't. This doesn't align with what you and I want to build, at least not in its current form. So I would also give it a thumbs down. I don't think it is necessary. I think it's just an evolution of meme coins, which wasn't really necessary. And even if it becomes a big money maker, like, you and I don't want to really build stuff like this. We don't want to invest in stuff like this. So it could do well. It could be the next big thing, but I'm going to have to pass on it.
It's weird, man. Sometimes I try and like zoom out and take a high level view of things, and if the meta around like, this is purely a meme coin, it's a joke, let's have fun. That, like I said, that was fun the first go around, but now it's so common and everyone's trying to do it. And what you're really talking about is like all these people that are interested in Zora token. Like, what are they doing in actuality? They're sitting at their computer, they're pressing some buttons, their bank account balance is going down, and then they're laughing at themselves for doing it. So all that money's going to people they don't know for whatever reason that they don't know. And then they see these people that are living, luxurious, extravagant lifestyles, and they wonder like, why is that happening? And the worst part is, they're part of incentivizing this behavior to continue and just, rinse and repeat. So I don't think anyone should be touching something like this. It's just weird. That's my negative 2 cents.
I agree, and I think this is what's going to happen. My mini prediction is that people are going to be like, oh, I'm investing. I own part of Zora. Everybody on Twitter is talking about it. Oh, I don't actually have ownership. I don't have ownership. This is a meme coin. It's going to have its fans, but it's also going to go down in value, because some people will be duped into thinking that they're investing in a normal altcoin. And not like altcoins are doing well right now, but this is literally not even promising to give utility. It's a network token. It's a content token, basically. So they're launching their own content token. as a pilot for their own platform. So yeah, I think you and I are both in agreement, and that has been another 10-minute investor eye test from your friends at Arcanum Adventures. Like Sasha said, like and subscribe and give us comments, tell us why we're wrong in the posts below, and we hope to see you next week, and thank you for joining us. Ciao, everybody.
Ciao, y'all.